Hi, Namaste. Today we will be discussing through this particular video as how to calculate the staff strength, and we'll be discussing it in connection to housekeeping department of a hotel, and we will see how to calculate the requirement of room boys in the hotel. Let us take one question. So today we'll be solving two questions. So the first question says there is a hotel having 350 rooms, three shift of 9 hours each. Time taken to service guest room in morning shift is 27 minutes. So they have given this timing based on time and motion study which is conducted in the hotels to find out how much time is required to service a guest room. Then they have also given in the question that there are break timings and they are talking about morning shift. So they have told in this question that in morning shift, as and when the employees come, they will have briefing for 15 minutes. They will go for breakfast for 30 minutes. They will go for tea break, that is morning tea break for 20 minutes, and they will also have their lunch which will be for 45 minutes. So the question is hotel having 350 rooms, three shifts of 9 hours each, time taken to service guest room in morning shift is 27 minutes, and break timings are 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes and 45 minutes, and they are asking us to calculate the requirement of room boys in this particular hotel. And as all of you know that if there is change in any of these, the answer will change. If the number of room changes, the answer of requirement for number of room boys in the hotel will change. If the shift hour changes, the requirement of room boys will change in the hotel. Time taken to service the guest room, if this changes, the answer will change. If any of the break timings changes, the answer will change. So what you need to understand in this particular video is how to calculate the requirement. You should understand the process. You have to find a solution and you should understand the process so that if any of these changes, you need not worry. You change the number, the answer will change, but you will be able to find out the requirement, and that is what you want to understand. That is what you should know as a housekeeper or the employee of the hotel, especially being the management employee of the hotel. So let us proceed to the next slide. And in next slide, first we'll try to understand and recall the productivity standard. So we'll just try to understand the productivity standard. Productivity standard helps us a lot to understand how to go ahead with the calculation. And please recall, this topic has been covered under basic planning activities, which has also been shared in the video. So we'll discuss only one particular slide on calculating productivity standard so that you can recall the calculations, and that is the whole and sole purpose here. So here in this particular calculation, it shows that the room boy is taking 30 minutes. If a room boy is taking 30 minutes in morning shift, how this 30 minutes? It is based on the time and motion study, and we have also discussed a video. We have also seen a video on time and motion study. So if any doubt, you can refer that video which speaks about time and motion study. Now in this particular productivity calculation, it says that room boys take 30 minutes. So for the time being, forget that question. Let us concentrate on calculating productivity standard. Then based on that particular calculation, the question which is there, we'll try to solve the solution, we'll try to get the answer to it. So let us recall and concentrate on calculating productivity standard. So once you know that the time taken to service a guest room in morning shift is 30 minutes, and you know here in this particular productivity that the time taken to service is 30 minutes and the shift is of 9 hours. So if shift is of 9 hours, you convert that into 5 minutes. You know in 1 hour you have 60 minutes and you have 9-hour shifts. So total time that a person is having in the hotel is 540 minutes in this particular situation where you say the shift is of 9 hours. And here GRA refers to guest relation attendants, which is room boys or can be chambermaids. Now the third step, time available for guest room servicing. As all of you know that although the person is having 540 minutes in total 9 hours shift, which the employee will be spending in the hotel, he or she will not work for all 540 minutes. He or she will go for briefing, tea or coffee break, lunch break, debriefing. That means if you put these together, it is coming to 75 minutes. What does it mean? Although the employee is there for 540 minutes in the hotel, he or she will not be working for 75 minutes. Reason being, he will be attending briefing, he will be having tea or coffee, he or she will be having lunch, he or she will be attending the debriefing. So the total time for work, because we want to calculate the productivity. So total time that a person will have to work to give the productivity will be only 465 minutes. Now, let us understand the fourth step. Here, number of rooms to be cleaned by the GRA in one day in morning shift is obtained by dividing the time available for servicing guest room by the time required to service one guest room. And here, total time that a room boy is having is 465 minutes and he or she will be having around 30 minutes to service one guest room. That means in one shift, that is morning shift, in this given condition, one room boy will be able to clean or service 15.5 rooms, which I am putting it here as 16 rooms. Therefore, the productivity of the room boy in this particular hotel is 16 rooms for one 9-hour shift. Now I have taken this 16, reason being the break timings may differ and always all the persons will not be taking the same time to service one guest room. It depends on various conditions. So I have taken it as 16 rooms here. It is not compulsory. You can also take 15. Choice is yours. What we need to understand here in this particular video today is how to calculate the requirement. And if you don't calculate it properly, if you don't know how many rooms should be cleaned by one room boy, then you can see this in the screen now. Nothing will be productive and all the day room boys may not work properly. As a manager, as a housekeeper, as a management staff, it is your duty to ensure that the staffs are working properly, appropriately. They should not be overburdened, but at the same time, they should not be sitting ideally. So, don't be busy, be productive. And that is the GIF that you can see on your screen now. So, you don't want your staff to be busy. You want your staff to be productive. With this note, let us come back to the question that we were supposed to solve today, and straight away all the points of the question is appearing on your screen now, and we need to solve this particular question, and that is why you can see on the screen. Do you know the answer? Yes, many of you would have roughly understood seeing the productivity standard, how we will go about it, but that we have understood only about the productivity of room boy and one room boy. That means how many rooms can be cleaned by one particular room boy. So now we will try to calculate the requirement of room boys in this hotel. This hotel means this hotel which is having 350 rooms, 9 hours shift, and then time taken in this given condition is 27 minutes, and these are the break timings. So let us go to the solution and let us see one by one. Here willingly the question is being reflected on the right bottom corner, and the answer that we'll get after this solution is 44.63 room boys. Now how? Let us see one by one. So as you can see, the question itself, the break timing is given here. The break timing for the employees are 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes and 45 minutes. So here we have added 15 plus 30 plus 20 plus 45, which is equal to 110 minutes. That means the room boy in that particular hotel is not working for 110 minutes. So let us understand this particular sentence which has appeared on the screen now. Total shift timing is 9 hours, which is equivalent to 540 minutes. But staff will not work throughout, as they will avail break timings. Therefore, productive time for the staff is 540 minutes, that is total 9 hours, minus 110 minutes, which is the breaks or the break timings. So in this particular given situation of the hotel, based on this particular question, the room boy will work for 430 minutes, and that is the total time for being productive in this particular hotel in this given situation. Now you can see the another sentence which appeared on your screen. Since it is already mentioned that one room boy takes 27 minutes. See from the question here, the question says one room boy takes 27 minutes to service one guest room. Hence, one room boy can clean 430 rooms is the 430 minutes is the total time. He or she takes 27 minutes to service the guest room. That means he or she can service 15.92 rooms, that is 16 rooms in morning shift. Now, hotel has got 350 rooms. Again from the question, hotel has got 350 rooms. So, now why, we'll see step by step before getting the answer, but what I am saying, why I discussed this particular productivity standard in the previous slide is to calculate this. If you know how many rooms can be cleaned by one room boy in that particular hotel in morning shift, it is very easy for us to calculate the total requirement of the room boys, and that is why this productivity standard is very, very important, which we have discussed in our previous slide. Now, this hotel has got 350 rooms, and you know one room boy can clean 16 rooms in morning shift. That means how many room boys you need? You have 350 rooms, 16 room boys, 16 rooms can be cleaned by one room boy. So once you divide 350 by 16, you get 21.87 room boys. That means on this given situation, you need 21.87 room boys in morning shift, but there are 3 shifts. So for second shift or the afternoon shift, usually it is not compulsory. Say we can assume that on the basis of the experience of the housekeeper, this may vary from hotel to hotel. Now in this given condition, let the housekeeper assume that roughly whatever is the number of room boys required in the morning shift, you need 50% of that in the afternoon shift. And in that case, you can see here on the screen, it is 10.93 room boys for afternoon shift. Suppose you want to calculate it in detail, again you can go for second productivity, total time in the afternoon shift, then total break timings and total time required to service the guest room in the afternoon shift, and you can come to the conclusion by dividing that total productive time by total time taken to service the guest room. Here in this case, I am assuming the productive time is same, because although if it is not the lunch, you will have some dinner or some other thing. So keeping that in mind, And here I have assumed if the person is taking 27 minutes to service one guest room in the morning shift, it will be 50% of that, say around 13.5 or 14 minutes in the afternoon shift. And assuming that I am putting here afternoon shift, 50% of the morning shift, which is 10.93 room boys. Now for the night shift, because 3 shifts, so this is the third shift. Here again I have assumed 25% of the morning shift or 50% of the afternoon shift, which comes to 5.46 room boys. Therefore, the total number of room boys, once you calculate morning shift, afternoon shift and night shift, it comes to 38.26 room boys. This is total of all these. Now, once when you have room boys in the hotel, you will also have to give him or her the weekly off. That means they will work only for 6 days, not for all the 7 days. Therefore, you need to calculate the reliever. Reliever, how you calculate the reliever? The why to calculate reliever? The number of employees who will be taking weekly off in different days of the week. Some of them should be working in his or her place. So for that reason, you need to calculate the reliever. Now total number of room boys is 38.26 in given condition. So if you want to calculate the reliever, you can divide it by 6 and you get this number of room boys as reliever. Now you add these two, the total number of room boys required plus the reliever, whatever you get is the total requirement of room boys. We will try to discuss about reliever in our next slide so that you know why it is to be divided, the total number of employees to be divided by 6 to get the reliever. We'll try to discuss that in our next slide. But here you have understood how to calculate the requirement of room boys. And this question, what we have calculated here, it is based on 100% occupancy every day. That is what we have done. There can be different situation, and so for that we'll take up one more calculation. We'll try to see one more solution to one question which is almost similar, but there they will also speak about the percentage of occupancy, and then accordingly we will see how should we calculate if it is told what is the average occupancy percentage of the hotel. And in some cases you also have some trainees and all, so we'll see that particular situation. Before that, hope having understood all these, that in this particular given situation you need total of 44.63 room boys. Let us go to the next slide and understand about the reliever, and then we'll try to see one more calculation. So how to calculate the reliever? Now, all of you know there are 7 days in a week, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Let us assume that we have, you can see in the note here, we have said 21 employees in this particular hotel. If we have 21 employees in this particular hotel, that means how many relievers we need? We need say 3 relievers. Why? Total 18 staff and 3 relievers. So 18 plus 3, and if you divide 18 by 6, you get 3. So assuming that, I wanted to make you understand how to calculate the reliever. Say you have reliever number 1. So reliever A will relieve Mr. 1 on Monday, Mr. 2 on Tuesday, Mr. 3 on Wednesday, 4 on Thursday, Mr. 5 on Friday, and Mr. 6 on Saturday, because one day he or she herself or himself will take the weekly off. That means one person, reliever A, can relieve only 6 employees, and you can see 1 to 6. And that is the reason I told that one reliever can relieve only 6. Hence, whatever is the total number of room boys in different shifts, if you have to give weekly off to them, you have to divide that by 6, you get the total number. So let us see reliever number 2. What reliever number 2 is B here, and I have taken all employees and named them as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Mr. B, who is a reliever, who also happens to be employee number 20, will relieve Mr. 7 on Monday, Mr. 8 on Tuesday, Mr. 9 on Wednesday, Mr. 10 on Thursday. And in this particular given, B is taking weekly off on Friday, employee number 20. And he or she will be relieving Mr. or Miss 11 on Saturday and Mr. or Miss 12 on Sunday. So only 6 persons. He or she can also relieve only 6 persons. We have reliever number C, who happens to be employee number 21, because as you can see total we have 18 employees plus 3 reliever. So he is employee number say 19, employee number 20 and employee number 21. So here you can see employee number 21 or the reliever C will relieve Mr. 13 on Monday, 14 on Tuesday. In this particular given case, he or she is taking weekly off on Wednesday, then he or she will be relieving, that is C will be relieving Mr. 15 on Thursday, Mr. 16 on Friday, Mr. 17 on Saturday and Mr. 18 on Sunday. And this is how we calculate the reliever, and that is the reason in our previous slide we have taken that to be 6 reliever. Hope now it is clear why I divided this total number by 6 and how we calculated the relievers, and this is the way how we should calculate. So we have seen this particular slide which speaks about the reliever. Now let us go to the next question. Question number 2. Earlier the previous question we have solved it assuming the hotel is having 100% occupancy. So what does this question says? This question says there is a hotel having 440 rooms. You are free to give name to this particular hotel. Even you are free to give name to the previous hotel. I am straight away going to the hotel and number of rooms. I have not given any name to the hotels because I leave that to you. You can give the name to the hotel. Could be your own hotel. Okay. So let us proceed further. Hotel having 444 rooms. 3 shifts of 9 hours each. Time taken to service guest room in morning shift is 24 minutes in this particular condition. Break timings is total 120 minutes. Where briefing is for 15 minutes, breakfast is for 30 minutes, tea break is for 20 minutes, lunch break is for 45 minutes and you have debriefing for 10 minutes. Average occupancy percentage, which was not there in the previous question, but this question says average occupancy percentage of hotel is 74%. And it has got one more condition. 10% of the employees requirement in the hotel is fulfilled by the trainees. That means you need to calculate requirement of only 74% of the total number of rooms that you have. And after that also you have to reduce 10% from that, because 10% of the employees requirement is compensated by the trainees in this particular hotel. And that is the reason I am telling you, once you understand how to calculate, you need not worry. Any situation you can apply, the numbers will vary but the process will remain the same. And here again they are asking us to calculate the requirement of room boys in this particular hotel. So now let us see how to solve this particular problem. This problem can be solved in 2 different ways. This question can be solved in 2 different ways. So let us see one way first and then the second one. So let us proceed to the next slide, and in this slide let us see and let us calculate first by converting the total number of rooms into 74%. And here you can see on the right bottom corner the question appeared. So you can see hotel having 444 rooms, but since it is given that average occupancy percentage is 74, so we are calculating first thing that the 74% of 444 rooms makes it 328 rooms. So it is 328 rooms. Now total shift timing is given in question is for, so we'll proceed with 328 rooms. Whatever answer we get from that, we have to reduce 10% because 10% trainees, and that will be your answer. So hope all of you will be able to do it. You can start solving on your own, and in the meantime you can also refer this video so that you are comfortable, you are confident, and I am sure that once you practice it, your performance will be better and you will be able to be a perfect housekeeper, a perfect management employee. Right. So as done earlier also in previous question, total shift timing is of 9 hours. That means the person is having 540 minutes. Now, why we converted in all the previous productivity standard or the question this 9 hours into 540 minutes? Because it is easy for us, because here the break timing is given in minutes. Here the time taken to service guest room by one room boy in morning shift is given in minutes. So we converted that hour into minutes, so that it makes easy for us to solve the question, because if all the units are similar, then only we will be able to calculate it properly. So that is the reason we are converting 9 hours in 540 minutes. So 9 hours the person is having in the hotel, that is 540 minutes, and as all of you know by now, the staff will work not throughout, they will go for break, and therefore the productive time for the staff is 540 minutes minus 120 minutes, which is the break timings. And here from the question you got that break timings is 120 minutes. So in this particular given hotel, the time that a room boy is having in the morning shift or a chambermaid is having time in the morning shift is 420 minutes, which is the real productive time. And since it is already mentioned that one room boy takes 24 minutes to service one guest room, hence one room boy can clean how many rooms? 420 minutes total time by 24 minutes, which is time taken to service one guest room, that is 17.5 rooms, and I am assuming it here to be say 18 rooms in morning shift. Now hotel has got 380 rooms because 74% of the 440 rooms, so we need to calculate only for 74%. And as you know, since it is 18 rooms by one room boy, so in morning shift you can clean 18 point, we require 18.22 room boys. In afternoon shift, on the basis of 50% assumption, 9.11 room boys, and night shift 4.55 room boys, and therefore the total room boys required for this particular hotel as of now, which is based on 74% of the total number of rooms, will be 31.88 room boys. But as all of you know by now, we need to calculate the reliever. So here it is coming 5.33 room boys as reliever, and then total is 32 plus 5, that is 37 room boys. So in this given condition, we need to have 37 room boys based on the 74% occupancy. But the question has got one more indication that 10% of the employees are replaced by trainees, and 10% of 37 is 3.7. We can take it as 4. Therefore, although we need 37 room boys according to 74% of occupancy, but since 4 room boys will be replaced on an average by one trainee, therefore we need 33 room boys. So here 4 trainees, this 4 is 10% of the total trainees. On the basis of that, we need to have only 33 room boys in this given situation and condition. Now this calculation can be done on the other method as well. So let us see that particular method, where what we'll do will not go in details as we are doing it here. I'll try to strike out the sentences which is written here, and we'll go for that particular method and to find out what is the answer if we calculate it in different method. So let us go to second method. So question you can see, in earlier question we have calculated 74% of the 44 rooms, which was 328 rooms. In this case, we will not calculate the percentage in the beginning, we will calculate the requirement on 444 rooms, and then at the end we will try to see if we convert that total number of room boys into 74%, how much it comes, and then we will reduce 10% training from that. So as you know, total time that a person is having in the hotel is 540 minutes, break timings 120 minutes, therefore total productive time is 420 minutes. And if the person is having 420 minutes, same process, we need 1 room boy can clean 18 rooms in morning shift. Now we will calculate it on the basis of total rooms. So you have total rooms 444 and one room boy can clean 18 rooms in morning shift. So in this given situation you need 24.66 room boys. But as of now we are calculating on 100% occupancy. We'll try to take the 74% after calculating the total requirement. Then afternoon shift, here it is 12.33, reason being 50% of 24.66, and then night shift 25%, which comes to 6.16, and therefore after calculating morning, afternoon and night shift for 100% occupancy we require 43.15 room boys. And then as you know we need to calculate the reliever. So if it is 43.15 and you know we divide it by 6, so we are getting 7.19 room boys. Therefore total number of room boys, as you know, total what has come from 3 shifts plus the reliever, so total what we got was 43.15, reliever we need is 7.15, so total it is coming to 50.34, and this is for 100% occupancy based on the given conditions and situations. And now we need to calculate 74% of total number because occupancy percentage is 74. So in this given condition we are calculating 74% here after getting the total number, whereas in previous question we have calculated the percentage first and then we proceeded further. So now you can see what is the total number of room boys that we required in this particular given condition. It is 37.25, and therefore as already you know 10% will be trainee. So 10% of this again we are assuming it to be 4, and therefore we need 33 room boys. So you got the same answer which you have got in previous calculation. So question may be same. You can take up whichever solution you feel is easy, but if you understand once you will be able to give the answer properly, and that is why you can see one clap of good answer. So hope you would have understood this and this video could be of some help to you all. With that, I close this video with a namaskar from India. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care and wish you all happy learning.